One thing I will say about Whoopi Goldberg of The View, via ABC, via the Walt Disney Company, is that she is most definitely by far the most unhinged host on the show, definitely outperforming those like Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin at this point, especially in 2025, after her multiple political outrage moments, really kind of going off about Trump's attack on Iran and doing all of these different things, and how Whoopi Goldberg just can't seem to actually take it when it comes to whatever action that President Donald Trump takes. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. Now, this is exactly why I believe that Whoopi Goldberg of The View deserves to be fired. This is also exactly why I believe that the entire show just needs to be scrapped, because it is nothing more than a political talking roundtable of TV hosts that are very biased, and obviously they spew lies all the time. That's exactly why I, and along with many others out there, call The View the spew, because that's all that they do. Now, when you look at Whoopi Goldberg, we know that she's been very unhinged, especially after November of 2024. She's been getting a lot worse lately, though, however, with the most recent events. Let's discuss. Now, one thing about Whoopi Goldberg is that, yes, we already know that she created a lot of chaos for the Disney Company. Even those that once were on her side are beginning to question her takes or her overall opinions about Trump and his actions against Iran and doing all these different things. However, this is where it really begins to hit rock bottom. And it really makes you wonder to yourself, why hasn't Disney canned Whoopi Goldberg just yet? Why haven't they fired her just yet? Well, it's only getting worse, with the Walt Disney Company not just struggling with their films and streaming projects on Disney+, however, their program on ABC known as The View is also beginning to tank, with the ratings yet again after Whoopi Goldberg said the worst thing yet about President Donald Trump attacking Iran. Whoopi recently delivered the following during her latest political outburst. Well, I have one thing to say about this man, is that he does think he is a king for attacking Iran. Without the approval of Congress, I think it just gives those that put together the No Kings protest for more leverage and makes their point even easier to the American people. You don't just do something like that without the approval of Congress. You don't just do something like that without even hinting it to the American people of doing something so crucial that could change the world forever. And to see this man curse on live television like he did the other day by dropping the F-bomb, what kind of president is this? He's not a president. He believes that he is a king and believes he can do whatever he wants with Iran or Israel or whatever. He believes that he owns countries and regions or something, and I don't think anyone will ever understand the way that this man thinks, but it's obvious that he has a severe case of narcissism to even go after Iran. And quite frankly, I think what we are being told is a big fat lie. What proof do we have that those facilities were indeed obliterated? How can you even say that without inspecting the site? These are the same typical lies coming from Donald Trump, and I am so glad to hear so many celebrities coming forward and calling him out for it all, because the American people need to know the truth about his destructive behavior and how he takes it out on others. When he dropped the F-bomb the other day on camera, saying that both Iran and Israel don't know what they are doing, I think the man was projecting. It's a serious case of projection, and we all see it, we all know it. It's just those that follow him, his little cult, you know, they don't see what's up, they don't see what's going on there. So guys, let me just stop here for one moment about Whoopi Goldberg's political rant. She's obviously making no sense at all, and this is exactly why people are very tired and exhausted about hearing celebrities like Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin on The View spewing their political opinion on live television. And it really does, make you raise an eyebrow as to why Disney has not fired this woman as of yet, because you can only imagine what it's doing to the image of Disney. You guys have to remember, in case you guys did not know, if you're just tuning in at this moment, Disney owns ABC, hence ABC runs the program The View, so it's a Disney program at the end of the day. This is all Bob Iger run, it's all run by BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, the top 3 shareholders of Disney, if you want to get really specific here about who's really pulling the strings and who's really the puppeteer in this whole situation. But what's even worse is that we know that Whoopi Goldberg is going to continue to actually say all these crazy, outlandish, unhinged things on live television. And you know what? I think it comes to a point where they should really stay in their lane. They're not a political commentary show or anything like that. It's a morning show at the end of the day, and they turned it into a political talking show. If they wanted to make it into a political talking show, like, for example, you know, Bill Maher on HBO, well, then they should have done that right from the get-go many decades ago, alright? Because that's not what it is. Now, this is exactly why Whoopi Goldberg is getting a lot of flack, because she's really beginning to hit below rock bottom. Now, heck, she's hitting bedrock at this point about how bad she's getting as being unhinged and saying the worst things possible. Now, as a woman of color, she says, I will say this, I have a lot more knowledge than this man ever will, and it's just common sense to not do something this massive without informing Congress first, let alone not getting this act approved by Congress. This is very damaging and honestly scary for the American people right now. What Trump just did is going to create a domino effect. I don't know how, but it will somehow negatively. Just look at what he did with tariffs. Even his own base of fans are leaving him now after pulling that stunt. So his attack on Iran, I thought it was ridiculous. It was a way for him to project his power onto the world and to show that he is a narcissist, that he believes and even knows now that he can do whatever he wants. I think it's up to all of us to make a difference in 2026. We have to bring back change and go back to the way that we were over 7 months ago already, because it is the dark times for sure. So again, Whoopi Goldberg is getting very unhinged. She's becoming, you know, pretty much, you know, crazy at this point, quite literally, losing her mind. And I think it comes to a point, especially after even those that once supported her, telling her to shut it at this point, maybe you should actually back off quite a bit and really take a break from all these political rants. Now look, we know that this is indeed hurting the views ratings. We know that this is also impacting the image of both Disney/ABC, and the longer they keep her on here, it's only going to get worse and worse, because every action that Trump makes or takes, it is already, of course, you know, embedded in the View, where Whoopi Goldberg's going to go on endless rants. She's also going to go on rants off the View, you know, whenever she's actually given the chance to actually talk about Trump in any scenario. So overall, there's a lot of things to discuss here, because we know that a lot of celebrities are getting very, very upset, very angry about the recent attacks on Iran and exactly everything happening over there and what happened a couple of days ago. And we all know that Whoopi Goldberg, you know, she's no political commentator. She really can't do this at all in any way, shape, or form. So she should really just stay in her lane as an entertainment talk host on The View via ABC. That's all that she really is. And what's interesting here is the fact that we have those like Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin, which are now seemingly less unhinged than Whoopi Goldberg by comparison in 2025. I think the tables were definitely turned back in 2024, no doubt about that. But overall, I would love to hear what everyone has to say about all this below in the comments, anything ranging from the Whoopi Goldberg situation to the whole Trump and Iran scenario. What are your overall takes on that and everything else in between? And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.